The news you can count on. Mayport to Ponte Vedra Beach. The Island Times News Update begins right now. Here's Tom Patton.
Welcome to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. The Neptune Beach Council discussed and then dropped a proposal to require new businesses in the Central Business District to fully comply with the city's parking ordinance. Currently, businesses moving into the CDB are required to identify only half the number of parking spaces that would be needed for a business in another part of town. But with parking becoming more of an issue in Town Center, Mayor Harriet Pruitt wanted to discuss the possibility of making CDB businesses follow the same rules as those in other parts of town.
As crowded as Town Center has become, it is a nightmare anymore, and I think it's hurting the residential district or area of 2nd Street, and I think it's beginning to also impact 1st Street at night. We definitely have some issues here, and when some of these new businesses down the road get started, let's just say the bank goes, I think that if we don't take a look at this and do something, I think we're only going to end up hurting Neptune Beach down here. It is already a nightmare.
City Development Director Amanda Askew said that if it were not for the 50% parking reduction provision, Ellen's Kitchen would not have been approved for the space it's currently remodeling in a shopping center on 3rd Street. Councilman Scott Wiley said he's not sure how a new business in Town Center can meet the city's parking requirements, even with the 50% reduction.
If we require them to show where is the parking going to be if you're not using somebody else's. I think everybody that has come in, even under 50%, to some degree has piggybacked on somebody else's parking. And I just don't think that anybody could show right now, even with the 50% reduction, that they could show where we're going to provide parking for what we want, even with 50%. So I think we've got to be very cognizant of the fact that we can't allow people to use public parking as part of their parking diagram, or there's parking out here in this parking lot and I'm using some of that. Well, yeah, but somebody else is using some of that too.
The council determined that this was not the appropriate time to move the proposal forward to a regular meeting, and the 50% reduction in the parking requirement will remain in place. The Neptune Beach City Council put off a vote on allowing backyard hens for at least another month. Several backers of the proposal to allow up to 5 backyard hens came to the Neptune Beach Council chambers to express their support for the idea. But several on the body remain unconvinced that backyard hens is appropriate for Neptune Beach, despite the apparent success of the program in Jacksonville. Vice Mayor Richard Arthur said that Jacksonville's success shows that backyard hens can work in Neptune Beach. He added that the ordinance as it's written should address the concerns of those council members opposed to the idea.
We're looking at only single-family designations, no multifamily, quadruplexes, duplexes, anything of that nature, townhomes. I'd like to add to that as well a minimum lot size coverage of 5,000 square feet. I think that would alleviate any issues east of 3rd, high-density areas. You'd have to meet the setback for the coop being 10 feet off the house, 3 feet off the property line. You'd have to have your minimum square footage for the coop. So you're going to need at least 15 feet and a 5,000 foot lot in that instance. The smell, we've looked at the waste a chicken produces, or a hen in this case, which is about 10% of a dog. So even if you're maxed out at 5, what we're considering here, you're looking at almost half of what a medium-sized dog produces. And in that, the waste produced by a hen is often put back into the garden or used in that sense for a dog. It's not setback requirements, just meets the accessory structures. You'd have to have at least come off your house and have to be away from the property line. It has to be fenced, can't see it, screened from your neighbors. Enforcement of non-compliance, I believe in the staff report there. I don't think there's anything new that needs to be written.
Arthur said that the smell wasn't a major concern, and that chickens generally make noise at about 60 decibels, or about the level of normal conversation. But City Building Inspector Don Ford said that chicken coops would have to meet the same requirements as any structure of withstanding a 130 miles per hour wind load, both for construction and for anchoring to the ground. One provision of the ordinance would allow neighborhoods to opt out of allowing backyard hens, but it's not clear what defines a neighborhood. Councilman John Jolly said he would prefer to see a neighborhood opt in before any permits to keep backyard hens were issued in that area, but that raised a question of how a neighborhood would be defined. Mayor Pruitt said there was also an enforcement issue. "We can't take care of code enforcement now," she said. "There are fences that are falling down and could hurt somebody, trash in the streets. We're a small city with limited resources, and this is one more thing to put on the staff." Pruitt said that the $25 cost of a permit for backyard hens was too low and recommended that it be at least $50. But even with the opposition, Vice Mayor Arthur convinced the council to agree to another workshop and then an ordinance that would be voted up or down on first read. That discussion will come during the April workshop with additional changes that Arthur hopes will make it possible for the program to be approved for a 12-month trial. The Jacksonville Transportation Authority Board of Directors and the Jacksonville City Council have approved an agreement to transfer ownership of the St. Johns River Ferry from the St. Johns River Ferry Commission to the JTA. As part of the agreement, JTA will own and operate the ferry. JTA will work to enhance the ferry with potential options such as mobile ticketing and enriching the experience by building upon the relationship with the National Park Service. JTA will host a transition celebration event on Saturday, April 16th from noon to 5 p.m. in Mayport. The day will open with an official transfer ceremony. The event is free and the public is invited to attend. Family fun for all will be available, including food trucks, music, and games for young and old. In addition, the ferry will provide free rides all day. When we come back, it's time for Spring in the Blues. This is the Island Times News Update.
The news you can count on. The Island Times News Update will be right back.
Beaches Academy Child Care Center in Jacksonville Beach has been offering affordable, loving child care to families in the Beaches communities for 35 years. Conveniently located on Penman Road, Beaches Academy offers care for children from infants through preschool, with programs that encourage learning and outdoor play. Our affordable tuition means families can get quality child care at a price that fits their budget. Contact Beaches Academy at 246-3885 and schedule a tour of our center. Beaches Academy, the child always comes first. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning in Atlantic Beach offers a full range of residential and commercial heating and air conditioning services, from new installation to replacement and remodeling. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning can keep your home comfortable year-round, and they offer preventive maintenance contracts to keep your system running at peak efficiency. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning is an authorized Bryant dealer and will service all brands. For year-round comfort in your home or business, contact the original Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning at 241-1788.
Welcome back to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. Spring in the Blues is next weekend. The Blues Festival has become one of the premier events in Jacksonville Beach, and it's built a reputation for its laid-back vibe and family-friendly atmosphere, an exciting experience that is truly unique to Spring in the Blues. The festival at the Seawalk Pavilion features a food court, marketplace, and a kids' activity area. The music begins Friday afternoon and continues through Sunday evening. The Bookmark and the Jacksonville Now are partnering to celebrate Women's History Month on Monday evening, March 28th at the Bookmark in Neptune Beach. Light refreshments will be served starting at 6:30 p.m., and the presentation Rona Recommends will begin at 7. Bookmark owner Rona Brinley will talk about good books by and or about women. This is the 14th annual Bookmark Now event to celebrate Women's History Month and the 7th year for the Rona Recommends program. It's a great way to enjoy lively conversation and get recommended reading, and to find out more about Women's History Month. The University of North Florida English Department brings Shakespeare back to Johansen Park. For this year's annual free event, The Winter's Tale will be performed under the stars at 8 p.m. Chairs will be provided, and Backstreet Food Truck will be there at 6:45, ready to serve you.
The news you can count on. Mayport to Ponte Vedra Beach, forecasting your beaches. This is your local look weather.
Well, the National Weather Service says we can expect a rainy Easter weekend with showers continuing into Monday and then clearing on Tuesday. Highs will be in the mid-70s all weekend, and through the middle part of next week, lows will drop into the low to mid-60s. The Island Times is always digital, always free at www.theislandtimes.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter to be the first to know about stories posted on the Island Times. I'm Tom Patton. Thanks for watching.